Let's create an entire worksheet together. The first thing that we need to do is actually create our US letter size paper. Now I like to use PowerPoint, totally up to you, but let me show you how you do that. I opened a new PowerPoint. I'm going to go to View. I go to Slide Master. Okay. I'm going to go to Slide Size, down to Custom Slide Size, and we want it 8.5 by 11. And just ensure fit, that's okay. And here we are. Another thing that we might want to do right now, which I am going to do right now, is make sure that I have the font that I want. Now I like to use Century Gothic. You can use anything your heart desires, but I'm going to click on there. When I click Close Master View, everything is ready to go. I'm just going to highlight this and delete it. Now before we do anything, let's go up to File, Save As, and let's remember to save this. I haven't quite decided what kind of worksheet we're going to make, but I'm just going to call this Worksheets. And I'm going to put Solutions because that's what we want to do first. We want to do the solutions. And I'm going to say Save. Cool. Now let's go to ChatGPT. Here's ChatGPT. It's openai.com/AUTH/login. Now, if you've never logged in before and you're setting up a new one, we're going to click Sign Up. Now, I've already signed up, and so I already have an account. But what you could do is either continue with Google or continue with the Microsoft account. I will tell you that they are going to ask for a cell phone number, and then they're going to text you a special code. You only have to do that once, but that's to ensure that you only have one account. Cool. So I'm going to continue and log in. Now on the left side, we have all the chats that I've been doing. It's kind of cool. You can see what I've been doing. And the big part is where everything's going to happen. So first of all, let's go up to model. We have 3 models to choose from: GPT 3.5, Legacy, and GPT-4. Now GPT-4, let me click on that. You can only have 25 messages every 3 hours, so you might not want to do this one. And actually, it works with that one. Now, on the left, we have new chat, and then it shows all the other chats that I have done. So I'm going to click here, and it saves everything for me, which is kind of nice. But we're going to go here to new chat. Okay, here we are, new chat. I just opened the AI-assisted math worksheet creation template. So what is our topic going to be? Well, I kind of like algebra. Let's put intro to algebra. The grade level, well, I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to put any. If I can spell it right. And then types of problem. What I would like is where problems using one variable with whole number answers with real world. It doesn't even really have to make sense. Number of problems. I tend to notice I like to use the 14 font, so only 4 or 5 will fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually say, I'm going to say 6 problems. I'm only going to use 4, but this gives me a chance to pick which ones I want. We can make a whole bunch. It just totally depends on you. And I want detailed solutions written for an 8th grader. Now, why do I do that? I'm not making this for the 8th grade, but I notice that if I say 8th grader, it makes the language a lot easier to understand. Additional instruction. Okay, so I said real world, but I'm going to put real world topics with the theme of, what should our theme be? Theme of summer sports. Now, at this point, we need to think of anything else that we want. Tell it to create as a worksheet. Create as a worksheet. Give me 5 possible titles and any teacher resources that would be great to have. All right, let's see what it does with this. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to send a message, which is basically what we're doing. I'm going to right-click, paste. Then right over here, it looks like a paper airplane. So I'm going to click on that. And look at this. The first thing it does is give me possible titles. That's pretty cool. teacher resources, just some ideas, and then worksheet problems. Wow, okay. We're just going to watch this go through. We have water park, soccer, summer camp, baseball, swimming pool. Did you notice that it stopped here? All we have to do is say continue, and it'll continue from that spot. Okay. I'm not sure this is one that I want to include in my worksheet. Oh my gosh, it did it again. So let's continue. How cool is that? Now let's just review here. I like this. $10 entrance fee, $5 for each ride. Therefore, the cost of 5 rides. Okay, that looks okay. Soccer team needs to raise 600. This is, I guess it's okay. We're using 2 equations. Wow, this one's interesting. A baseball player has a batting average. This one's actually kind of cool. Swimming pool has a capacity, but this one might be too much. I'm thinking about an intro to algebra students, just basic starting. I actually really like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click copy and go down here and say, please create 6 word problems with detailed solutions like this one. Okay, so I just copied paste it. And please give me 6, we'll say 6, worksheet titles that I can use. All right, let's go right here. Now the thing to remember about ChatGPT is that it is doing finance. Didn't really want that, but it's kind of cool because it gives you stuff you didn't even think about. All right, we're gonna keep going here just so you can see what it does. Purchasing a car. Now this is really good if you're doing a finance, and I'll say continue. So already it's given me some ideas for worksheets. But once again, I want it to be baseball. So I'm gonna go back up here. I'm gonna go actually way up here. Let's try this again. Create 5 word problems based on a baseball player's batting average for introduction to algebra. Here is an example. Okay, and then please create detailed solutions for an 8th grader. And it doesn't matter that solutions is spelled wrong. AI just knows that it means solutions. And then give me 5 possible titles for this worksheet. Okay, create 5 word problem based on here's an example. Let's see what we do. Let's see what we get. Okay. All right. Ooh, now we're getting somewhere, I think. Okay. This is looking really good. All right. Okay, it gave me 5 questions and possible titles. I actually like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, copy. I'm going to go to, okay, so I'm actually just going to go to another page, right click. Now look, if I click here, it's going to use the destination theme. We don't want that. If I click here, it's going to keep the formatting. But if I click here, it's going to give me the text and the font that I want. So I'm going to click here. Okay, I'm going to bring this up. So now it's just what you like. And I like to have this bold. We can come back later. We can change the font, do whatever, but we're going to leave it like this for now. So let's go back to ChatGPT. And let's just start off with question number 1. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna copy everything because the first thing we wanna do is create the solutions. Okay, so right click, again, I'm gonna go over here to paste. I'm gonna copy all of it. Now, you can have it as a size 18. I prefer for the solutions to be smaller so I can get more solutions on one page. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna hit enter. So this is the question. I'm going to, we can bold it. Let's do that. All right, and then solution, we'll put it underlined there. The equation to find the number of hits X is, okay, therefore the player, it doesn't really tell me what we should do. So the equation to find the number of hits is, I didn't mention, we do have to fix some stuff. So batting average. Now remember, this is for you. So we could put in the dot for times, or we could just keep doing this, times number of times at bat. Okay, that is like that. Batting average times the number of times at bat equals how many hits the baseball player got. I don't know. Okay, now once again, you can change all of this stuff. So we will have to batting average, how many hits has he got? Once again, you can put people's names in there, like from your class or whatever. The equation to find the number of hits is batting average times number of times at bat equals how many hits the player's got. Let me just do this. Right click, copy. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Now I'm not a baseball person, so I'm just going to paste this in here and see. It says correct. The formula for calculating the number of hits a baseball player gets is batting average multiplied the number of times at bat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, copy. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to paste. Actually, let's paste it so that it comes in the correct format we want. All right, there we go. The equation for the number of hits is that, which is explained here, and that's pretty cool. And then we have this times that equals X. Therefore, the player. Hello, we just did number one. That looks pretty good. Now, how long did that take? Well, it took a little longer because I was formatting stuff, but let's go to the next one. It's going to be even faster. Yeah, these are all getting to be a little, I want ones like this. Please create 5 word problems based on batting averages, like problem number 1. Please include detailed solutions written for an 8th grader. Now remember, it's not for the 8th grade, but I just want it to do that. So I hit enter. I'm going to do my little down arrow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this second one is kind of like that other one. Okay. Yeah, this one's, yeah, they're all kind of the same. Oh, you need to details. Where's the other one say? Average 100 times average 0. I really like this kind. So copy. Try more like this. Let's see what we get. Oh, it's not that's pretty cool. It sure likes this, doesn't it? Well, you know what? I think we have to change our idea. I think we need to use these ones, the team overall, and it has, and that's okay. And let's say you don't want to, you just keep copy paste these. I can go back up here. Okay, right click, copy. So I'm just going back to, you know, the first one it gives me is really what I want. So let's just keep with that. Okay, make it smaller. Okay, then calculate the formula. So I'm just going to write right click, copy. Under solution, right click, paste. Okay, and X is, okay, so is. So we're going to do this because I want them to be very similar. It just seems like students, the more repetition they have, the better they get at it. So therefore, all right, right click, copy, paste. All right, period. Oh, it didn't do the bold, but we can do that. And once again, these little pieces are just, you know, extra stuff. So I'm going to make this small. For the solutions, I don't need to have the directions up here or, you know, a space for the name. So let's keep going. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and okay, here we go. A softball player, copy, paste. I'm going to change it to 12. All right. I'm going to zoom in. Gotten. Okay. Then I'm going to copy all of this. Let's see. Oh, I'm just going to copy this. I know each one is exactly the same, but for new teachers and teachers that maybe math isn't, you know, their best subject to teach, this really helps. Copy. Oops. And paste. Okay. All right. And then batting average, we'll just put that in there. Copy. And then batting average. Okay. All right. And then I have an underline for the solution. Like I said, a lot of this is just aesthetics. Okay. So I'm going to make this smaller to see what we have. I think that we might be able to fit one more in there, but that means we have to create one. Because you'll notice that ChatGPT does these extras. Now, what's cool about that is when you're done with this worksheet, you can go back and copy these into another worksheet. Yeah, you know how many worksheets you could have created in just a couple minutes? I'm going to just put that in there and say, please use different, actually, let's do this. Create 3 problems like this with different batting averages and at-bats. Well, let's see what ChatGPT does. I want to say he, but it's not a he or she. It's just, you know. All right. Well, this is so much better. Look at this. This is a learning experience. This is a learning. We should have probably just tried this at first. But I'm going to copy this. Copy. And I just want to make sure that it didn't repeat one of them. Player, 140 times at bat. Yeah, 200 times. Okay, no. I'm going to make this a 12 again. Okay, I'm going to make it bigger so we can see it. Right click, copy, and paste. All right. Move this over a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. There we go. And the equation to find the number is enter, copy, and paste. And okay, well, we have a little bit of a problem here because it's not all quite fitting. Let's bring this up. Remember, this is the solution. So there doesn't need to be any space for students to work. All right, now here's a little tip. I'm going to highlight everything. Okay, I'm going to go to Arrange, Align, and then I'm going to say Left. And it makes everything align to the left. Now, when I'm looking at this, I want to bring this over a little bit more. Okay, that's cool. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything again, arrange, align, and then distribute vertically. And, oh, it looks like they are distributed correctly. If there was a, let me show you what happens if there's a big gap. Let's just do this for a second. So I'm going to highlight, arrange, align, distribute vertically, and there it goes. It looks like it's off a little, so I'm going to have to left a line again, but there you go. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go to new slide and let's get 2 more. I'm back here at ChatGPT. So I'm going to highlight, right click copy, back here, right click paste. Okay, bring it over. Then I'm going to make it a 12. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to go back because what I want to do is just going to copy all of this. Right click, copy. Now I'm going to paste it on the side. Okay, so, oops, sorry. Let's make it even a little bit bigger here. There we are. Maybe too big, but okay. Enter, underline, the formula for the number, copy. So I right click, copy, right click, okay, paste, okay. Then this is enter. I'm going to go back up. The equation is batting average times the number of times at bat. Okay, enter, paste, and there's the next one. Oh, we have one more thing we have to put in there. Copy, batting average. All right. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Do you see how easy this is? Seriously. Okay. And then right click, paste. You're probably noticing that I'm doing each question in its own separate box. You want to do that because if you have one thing wrong and you have to start cutting things out, then everything moves and shifts. It's just easier if each one has its own. Okay, now we're going to change this to 12. And let's just copy this first. Right click, copy, paste. All right, baseball, enter, underline, right click, copy, right click, paste, and then there we are. There we are. We're going to move it over. Okay, we're going to copy this. Right click, paste. All right, go back up, X therefore. All right. I don't think this can be any easier. Go back, so that is it. So, batting average, this one, I'm gonna do this. Right click, copy, because the batting average is more of what we're doing. So, let's go back. Okay, apply algebra and sports. Right click, copy. Okay, then right click, paste. Oop, we have some stuff. We gotta delete that out. This is what it looks like if you copy directly from ChatGPT. You're gonna notice it has this font. We don't want that. Actually, let's make it some really cool font. Ooh, that's cool. And then we want it to be black. Can we get, oh, looks like we can get the whole thing in there. So let's see what we have. Okay, so I'm going to delete this because we're going to use that in a different worksheet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it depends on, I don't know how many you would like. Let me show you what happens when we regenerate response. What it's going to do is what it's doing right now is looking back at the question and then doing a new set of questions. Look at that. It's just regenerating more stuff. And then this, how interesting is that? So it gives us questions, and then it gives us another worksheet title with some more questions, and then another worksheet title with some more questions. I've never had that happen, but this is still pretty cool. Now, do you know that the equation, it ends here? So we're going to say this is the same. It's pretty much the same. And continue. Okay, and it just goes from that spot. And it's going to give us more. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine how many worksheets we can create? Wow. We're just going to watch it go through all. Oh my gosh. So I asked for, let me go back up here. How many did I ask for? Create 3 problems. Let's go way, way back up. Create 5. So let's see how many worksheets it did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, and it was going even farther. I don't know how much more we want. This is 7. Oh my gosh, lots of worksheets you can create. But I'm just going to go way back up to the top because we only want a couple more. So right-click, copy. Oh, by the way, if you look over here, you see 2 of 2. If I go back, this is the one we copied. This is what we have for in our worksheet. And then over, this is new. Let's see, 140. Looks like they're the same. So 0.275. Okay, those are the same. You have to double check. And you also have to reread these. 250. I'm going to right-click copy, right-click paste. Now I want to make sure that I don't have one like this already. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's still 0.400, but it's for more times at bat. So what we could do is move some of these around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move you out. I'm going to create this one, and I'm going to put that one in there because I don't want 2 with the same batting average next to each other. Go like this, and then right-click, copy. Okay. Now remember, this is totally up to you, however many questions you want. Another thing you want to do before you actually put this up for sale is make sure that these are multiplied correctly. Make sure all the numbers are correct. Because sometimes ChatGPT goes a little crazy. But for the most part, it'll be correct. Okay, so I'm going to right-click, cut, right-click, right-click, paste, and I'm going to put this one right in here. Okay. Right-click, cut, and right-click, paste. All right. Okay, so how many do we have? And you can number them. I just didn't. 1, 2. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do one more. And we have a whole bunch to choose from. So, oh, it looks like they're all, this one looks different. So I'm going to right-click, copy, right-click, paste. All right. Now this is for a softball player, now this is for a softball player, but remember, not all softball players are girls. And not all baseball players are boys. So you might want to change that. Or as I mentioned earlier, maybe you could put the names of some of your students in here. And that would be, I think, your students would totally, totally love that. I know that I teach college, and when I put my students' names in there, they think it's cool. All right. Then I'm going to right click copy, right click and paste, and oh, those are pretty close. I think what I'm going to do is move this one to the top, just because the one above it has 0.500, and I really hate to put similar ones next to it. So, cool. I'm going to highlight it, arrange, left, arrange, distribute vertically. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one over a little. All right. You could probably come down a little, but now it's just a matter of messing with it till you're happy with it. We have to go back to page 1 because we did change some things. So I want to make sure it's aligned to the left, and I want to make sure that it's distributed vertically. Okay, it is. So this is what we use. So I'm just going to delete that out. I should have been saving it as we've been going through, but my program saves it automatically. But I'm going to save it now. Worksheet solutions. We could probably write copy, file, save as, browse, right click, paste. Now it doesn't like the colon, so I'm just going to do this. Worksheet, solutions. All right, and I'm going to save it. Now this is when we start putting in, like, for the name. First thing we want to do though is we're going to take out the solution part, because this is actually, oops, the worksheet that will be given to students. Now what we want to do is we need some directions. So let's just ask ChatGPT. Please, you don't even have to say that, but being polite is kind of nice. Please create a 2-sentence directions for these worksheets. Now I say 1 or 2 sentences because otherwise it's going to give us step 1, step 2. It's just going to be huge. No, we don't need that. So let's see. This will test your understanding of algebra creations. You'll be asked to solve. This will test your ability to solve complex problems. Challenge you to solve complex. Okay, I don't like when they say complex or advanced, but I like this one. And this really to ask. You will be asked to solve the number of hits they have gotten in a season. The problems require you to use. I click copy. Now we're going to edit this a little bit. All right, so I need to move this down, but that's okay. Oops. Okay, so in this worksheet, you begin various parameters that counts for baseball players, and you'll be asked to solve a number of hits they have gotten in a season. These problems will require, I don't even think we need that because we know it's an algebra thing. All right, I'm going to go that. That looks good. And then let's put in the name, insert, name. If this is for your classroom, maybe you want score or, you know, what class time this is. Totally up to you again. All right. And there is the, okay, let's just start out. Batting average. All right, so I'm going to make this small. Now I'm not sure how much room we really need for the students. So I have 4. Right click copy, right click paste. Okay, let's kind of slam these together. Once again, it's totally up to you. What you think your students or the teacher that will purchase this, how much room do you think they'll need? All right, let's bring this up. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to arrange, align left, arrange, align vertically. All right, we can bring this up, bring this up, bring this up. I think, okay, I need to fix this. You see that there's an extra space in there? So it's counting that as part of the question. So that's why there's so much space in here. So let's try this again. Arrange, align. I always do left. Nothing's really changed, but, and then distribute vertically. Okay. Now for me, this looks good. For you and your students, maybe you want it over 2 pages. I'm going to go here and delete. Maybe you want it over 2 pages. Maybe you want to say batting average 1, batting average 2, and so on. Or maybe you want to say baseball batting average and softball batting average. Maybe you're teaching at a school with all females. So then you might want to put softball if you're at a high school and they're called the Trojans or the Hawks. You might say baseball player on the Hawks team. So this is really where you can be very unique. The solutions, you don't necessarily need to be very unique because the only person that's going to see it is the teacher. All right, I think that looks good. So I'm going to save it. Let's say you want to put both of these together. What I'm going to do next is kind of crazy. I'm going to open, so here's the folder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the solutions folder. Pardon me, solutions file. And what I did was I clicked on here and went down, control click. So they're both highlighted, right click, copy. Now I'm going to go to the other one. I'm going to go right here, right click, paste, and you have the questions and then the solutions. Yep, so file, save as, browse. Now what I like to do is call it worksheet and solutions. And I'm going to save that. Then file, save as, browse. We're going to save it as a PDF. All right, and let's look at it. So this is actually what I would put into Teachers Pay Teachers or Etsy or wherever. All right, so let me get out of here. Now remember, let's go back. Remember, we have all of these other ones that we can put in there. So maybe you want to make 2 worksheets with 2 solutions, totally up to you. Or maybe you want to make, whatever. The other thing to remember is, remember all of these that we didn't do? There's way more than enough to create another worksheet from this. We've created a worksheet. We've gotten enough for another 2, 3 worksheets like the one we did. Plus, we can make more worksheets using these different questions. So I'm really hoping that you learned something. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. And thank you for watching.